Today for all the right reasons. You matter. You woke up today. Did you have to second guess yourself this morning? Don't. It's a thought process for me. Don't always second guess yourself when you allow yourself to overthink. Be patient with your process. You matter, you are worthy. Just because they gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because they overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. It's the thought process for me. You ever thought about a thought within a thought of your thought? Overthinking your thought? Is that the right thought? Is it your thought? It's the thought process for me. Don't hurt yourself with words today. Be kind. It's okay if you misunderstood your thought process today. But be patient with your process because God is still patient with you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. Still patient. Still pay attention to you. Because you matter. You are worthy. Yeah, they gave up on you. Yeah, they overlooked you. But don't give up on yourself. Don't overlook yourself. Don't hurt yourself with your own words. Of a reflection of your reflection. Of your reflection. A misunderstanding self, they will allow you to feel like you're not worthy of yourself. But you are worthy. To be patient with yourself. That thought within that thought of allowing you to feel that way. Reevaluate your thought process. It's okay to look at your reflection up within your reflection. To acknowledge yourself today. To allow yourself to know that it's the thought that I can actually look at my reflection of my thought process, of my reflection of myself, to actually acknowledge my thought process and say to myself, of the reflection I see within the mirror of myself, that I can be patient with my process because God is still patient with me. So better days ahead, God says. Don't hurt yourself with words today. What's going on? Hello. It's the thought process for me. You know, a lot of people do things for all the wrong reasons, and some people do things for all the right reasons. And one thing's for certain, two things for sure. When it comes to God, it's a bond that you will never be able to understand. Especially when you love yourself, to respect yourself, to understand God's plan for you. To know at the end of the day, no dollar value will ever matter at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully, because we are not the same. Everybody's different. But I can still respect my neighbor if my neighbor doesn't understand me today, to understand the bond that I have with God. It's the mindset for me. Everybody's not deserving of your time. And that's okay. Because what's for you will be truly for you. You know, it's God's protection for every direction. God will guide you to better days, and God will allow you to see, like, hey, there are better days ahead. But you got to be patient with your process to understand God's assignment for you. When one door closes, another one opens. You matter, you matter, you matter. They overlooked you. But be patient with your process as part of God's plan. Yeah, that's why they overlooked you. They allowed you to feel like you wasn't worthy of yourself, but they was only passing judgment on you. But for you to reevaluate your thought process, to allow your thought process to allow you to believe that the thought process of you was real. To allow you to feel that you was unworthy of yourself. Going into depression, anxiety. You put a name to your book. It's allowing you to feel sick within. But you want to show up for yourself, but how can you? When you don't feel worthy of yourself, you want to give up. You said there are better days ahead some days, within the days. And you said you didn't want to get discouraged. But here's the day. You're trying to find yourself. You know, we have good days, bad days, misunderstanding days. But it's okay to be patient with your process, to understand that God is still patient with you. There's no need to rush. Having balance with imbalance, and you showing up for yourself, that energy hit different. To understand that God's plan for you is to understand yourself better. To understand the tools that God has stored within us. Self-awareness, self-healing, self-respect, self-peace, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, and healthy boundaries. Yeah, so you can tune into yourself. Healthy balance, so you can balance yourself out to understand the tools that God has stored within you. Healthy boundaries, so you understand the awareness within yourself to understand how to analyze what boundaries look like up close and personal when it comes to self-awareness and allowing someone to value your time. And at the end of the day, they need to be worthy of your time, not to disrespect you and go against you and bring harm towards you or have malicious intentions. You got to respect yourself to respect your neighbor and to understand yourself, to have true self-awareness, to have self-confidence within self-control, that you became a true believer. You know, you walk by faith, not by sight. So you don't understand how God is being patient with your process. You still you still overlooked yourself. It's the thought process for me, because they still allowed you to believe a projection that was put on you that wasn't you. You know those days we try to find yourself or within find balance within balance of finding yourself, and you go in circles within yourself. You know how when you become that person that practice what they preach, and you got to reevaluate your thought process and say, you know what, I got to take my own words sometimes. You hear those moments, but then you don't understand those moments within those moments because you feel so overwhelmed. It's the thought process for me. You know how you overthink your thoughts? And when your thoughts become your reality and you reevaluate your thought process and say, you know what, I got to pay attention to me today. It's okay. That everybody's not supposed to be meant to be part of your journey. As you elevate and as you know that you want better for yourself, it's okay if they gave up on you. It's okay if they overlooked you, but don't give up on yourself. You matter, you matter, you matter. God's plan, better days ahead. Be patient with your process. Respect yourself to respect your neighbor with no malicious intentions. It needs to be a two-way street when it comes to respect. You don't have to like your neighbor at the end of the day, but respect is a two-way street. You don't got to go home and sleep with your neighbor at the end of the day. It's a thought process for me. Like, ma'am, sir, just stay in your lane and respect your neighbor. It's okay to come out your comfort zone, to understand the awareness within the awareness for you to show for yourself today. You know, to understand your trauma, the trauma that was endured within you, and you're just trying to find balance when you have your moments within your days, and it just creeps up on you, and you're trying to find yourself, you're trying to balance yourself out, but you're paying attention within paying attention, but you're still misfocused. You're not focused enough. And as you're paying attention to yourself and understand at the end of the day that I'm having my days within my days. I didn't think this day would come. How do I overcome the pain and the trauma? Reevaluating your thought process, saying to yourself, wow, the pain is so deep. The trauma is so deep within. From a child point of view, being hurt, being sexually assaulted, domestic violence, toxic family members, trauma on top of trauma. It went into your adulthood, domestic violence, sickness, you put a name to your book, violence, violence, trauma, trauma, dysfunctional people. And you just trying to show for yourself. Then you saying to yourself is you don't know how to do the healing within. You're reevaluating your thought process and saying to yourself is, who can I actually trust when it comes to me expressing myself? You know, when people overlook you, they take your words and use it against you, or they use it for a narrative that they want to paint to their book when they just didn't have good intentions. And then you reevaluate yourself and say to yourself, this is why I just hold back. I never knew how I felt to express myself. I just had to hold it back. Expressing myself, they laughed in my face. Expressing myself, they allowed me to feel I wasn't worthy of myself. Expressing myself, they made me feel like, dang, give up. When you're just a child. Yeah, when that little child, that child within you, your inner child, it's a journey within a journey of your journey. It went in from your child point of view to your adulthood, and it traumatized you because they overlooked you. You hurting yourself with your own words some days, not reevaluating your thought process because you know what? It became your norm of your norm. But you're trying to find yourself today. You know, when dealing with trauma, overcoming the pain, being abused, disrespected, you put a name to your book. You didn't feel like they was able to help you when they were supposed to. They were supposed to love you the right way, but they didn't know how to. They disrespected you. And they painted a narrative as a description that you truly wasn't. Because they had controlling issues. And they didn't want the revealing of their true cover of themselves to be revealed. who they truly was. They painted a picture to other people of a narrative at the end of the day, of an existence of something that's truly beautiful and true. But the reality was it was a disaster within a disaster. And you knew what the disaster was. But you couldn't say nothing. You know those moments within those moments when you feel like you can't say something? That trauma that went from your childhood to your adulthood, and you still paying attention to it, and you allowed it to believe that was the norm. It was never the norm. Express yourself. You matter. You are worthy. Yeah, they overlooked you for all the right reasons. Yeah, they gave up on you for all the right reasons because they wasn't for you. Show up for yourself today. Don't allow someone else's problems to be your problems when it's their problems. Honor your children. Respect your children. Respect yourself. Or you just love yourself, respect yourself, and honor yourself. If they don't understand at the end of the day that you're choosing you to become your best self vision of yourself, they're not for you. If they gotta sit there and sneak dish you because you decided to be different and be different in the most healthiest ways to elevate, to become your best self vision of yourself, something they can't get in tune with is themselves. Yeah, that energy hit different, and I say that respectfully. When you're trying to elevate, become your best self vision of yourself, they're not gonna understand how you choose you. They want you to be in this a thought process of their thought process of a low vibrational frequency of their thought process, because that's how they see themselves. They don't understand the awareness within the awareness to know that you choose yourself, the most healthiest self vision of yourself that you even knew existed. Yeah, you, the side of you that loves you, the side of you that says, you know what, I deserve to be treated with respect. How they took your kindness for weakness, manipulate your character for something that you truly wasn't. And wow, that's so crazy. And you never had did that to them. All you was doing is being real, something that they're not used to. So genuine, true, and real. That's why you gotta pay attention. Those folks will allow you to feel like you're not worthy of yourself because they feel like they got controlling issues and you're supposed to. Nah, that's not how that goes. It's the thought process for me. How you put yourself in these type of situations without realizing you putting yourself in these type of situations as you become an adult. Coming in contact with people that's not for you, to reevaluate your thought process. You feel like you're hurting yourself, beating yourself up with your own words. Now you're dealing with trauma, more time for trauma on top of more of a trauma. And you're just trying to find your way to peace, to be happy within that most healthiest way, just to elevate. But now you got to overcome that trauma now too. But continue to be paying attention to yourself, to be patient with yourself, because you matter. Because God is still patient with you. Doing the inner healing is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. And I say that respectfully. But to love yourself, to respect yourself, to honor yourself, you mean the most to yourself. But you got to believe in yourself, to look at your reflection of yourself, to say, you know what, I love myself, to understand that, you know what, however anybody felt about me, it's okay, because I never overlooked myself. I have the confidence within the confidence of myself to acknowledge myself today. Days when I couldn't see for myself. Days when I hurt myself with my own words. Days when I allowed the enemy to walk into my life and allow me to feel unworthy of myself. That don't live here today. When it comes to that trauma and that pain, I don't gotta fake gas like nobody at the end of the day when God's working favors in my life. I'm God's gift from God. That God gift from God. When I understood the assignment that God's gift from God, that I am the gift from God. And I understood the assignment of my reflection of myself, that I am the gift from God. I am the gift from God. Because God is still patient with me. And God is allowing me so I can still be patient with myself. To understand at the end of the day when it comes to healing was never easy. But God is letting me see that when one door closes, another one opens for all the right reasons. And that hurt and that pain don't live here today. And understanding you, of your reflection of yourself, to understand and believe in yourself, that you have to be patient with your process because God is still patient with you. There are better days ahead, but you gotta believe in you. Order to understand the pain is to understand this awareness within you of your pain. And to get in tune with that, you have to have the confidence within you to understand the awareness, what's going on within the pain. Of the pain, what's the trigger within the trigger of you causing your pain. Why is this growing? Why is this elevating? Why is this hitting me in ways that's toxic and not allowing me to show for my best self vision of myself? What's being projected on me? That I want to show for my best self vision of myself, but I can't. It's a distraction within a distraction of me showing up for myself. And you just want to overcome the pain. That trauma and that pain is not easy. But looking the same, you understood the change. Because you got it too with the reflection of your mirror, of your self-reflection. To understand at the end of the day, the awareness within you. To have the confidence in you today. To say, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. And I can't let myself go because they overlooked me, gave up on me. Or allowed me to feel like I wasn't worthy of myself. Yeah, what's for me would be truly for me. When it comes to genuine respect, genuine love, that's truly for me. From the right people that's not going to go against me. Manipulate my character when they feel like it. Discriminate against me. Allow me to feel like I'm unworthy of myself. Nah, that don't live here today. But the ones that's going to be truly for you, that's going to love you and respect you for who you truly are, and not go against you because you matter. They overlooked you too long, and you are worthy of your reflection to be respected by your neighbor. And I say that respectfully. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. You can still respect your neighbor, but staying in your own lane. And I say that respectfully. It's okay. Neighbor, there are better days ahead. It's the thought process for me. You ever been minding your business with the minding business of your own thought process of your own business and had to reevaluate your own thought process? Your thought process, you working today? It's working. You ever had to reevaluate your life? No, for real. Like, you ever had that moment in your time in your life where you had to reevaluate your whole life? Like, hold on, wait. Ma'am, sir. Am I hearing what I'm hearing, what I'm hearing right now of hearing what I'm hearing? Like, it be the thought process for me. No, for real, it really do. Like, you ever had that associate or friend or family member, you put a name to your book, you know? That you was cool with, like y'all was mad cool, like mad cool. And like you just see them like distancing themselves, you know? You see them distancing themselves, you know? But you're not realizing why they distancing themselves. This is why you gotta be mindful of the company you keep. For real. It's the thought process for me. Who you gotta reevaluate your whole life? And you realize the concept, what's going on within the situation, that these fools are doing something more than doing something. Because they call you one day. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? I ain't speak to you in a minute. You know how when you get those phone calls that just call you like once in a blue just to see what you got going on, but they never tell you what they got going on, but they just want to know all your business. So you do some bird psychology shit on them, right? It's the thought process for me. And you decide not to say anything at all this time. No. And they say, why you acting funny? The only person acting funny is your thought process of you projecting that negative energy on me. Of your thought process. It's the thought process for me. And they say to you is, I have something to tell you. Ma'am, sir, go ahead. You have the floor. It's the thought process for me. And they say to you is, you know how like I've been distancing myself lately from you or whatever the case may be, and I made you feel like you wasn't worthy of yourself. And the last time we had a conversation, I said some really bad things to you, and you know they start preaching. You know how when you get one of them folks that just start preaching out of nowhere. First of all, ma'am, sir, I was not expecting service to be at this time. It be the thought process for me. And you reevaluate your life within reevaluating your thought process or whatever the case may be, right? And you listening, but then listening to their thought process of what they're saying out of their mouth, you know, the physical, you know, what they saying it. It's a thought process for me. And they say to you is, I feel really bad. You didn't say, ma'am, sir, what's going on? What then going on? I'm listening. When this is the moment when you have to reevaluate your whole entire life. It's the thought process for me. you know, since I don't know what's going on outside or whatever the case may be, everybody wants to be, you know, feeling sorry and asking for God forgiveness and everything. It's just the thought process for me. What's wrong with people? Ah! I was just calling to let you know. I wanted to get your forgiveness. Or matter of fact, I just wanted to tell you something. All above. Okay, what's going on? I'm listening. Summer it up. So they started explaining within explaining of their thought process, how they feel or whatever the case may be, as they expressing to you this, what they had done to you in the past, because God has been working within them. This is what they're saying. I don't know what's going on outside. I don't want part of it. No, I don't. I don't want part of it. This fool starts saying, giving specific dates and everything. And you start to reevaluate your thought process as to what's going on, what's been going on. They start to tell you that they did some spell work on you. Ma'am, sir, what is that? No, for real, what is that? Did I be right now? I'm on the phone with you. Yo. When you start to reevaluate your whole life, like, are you putting the cash on the spell on me right now? Like, what are you doing? Why you been staying away from me? It be the thought process to me. People be doing too much. They gonna say, remember, that one time, that wasn't you. That was me. I did do that. We know you did that. Everybody saw you. It's a thought process for me. So, you know, they start telling, but you still stuck on the first part. Ma'am, can we go back a little bit? Rewind a little bit. Let me ask you a question. What ask you the question of your thought process? Listen. What kind of spell work is you talking about? This fool started talking about bad witchcraft. I said, ooh. All I heard was, God is good. God is good. God's protection for every direction. You know, it don't matter how long you knew somebody. And I say that respectfully. Especially when you're not the type of person to have that type of energy towards other people at the end of the day to do toxic spell work on somebody. To bring harm towards somebody, just to stop somebody from elevating. And all you showed that person was nothing but kindness and respect. And they didn't understand that. They couldn't even get in tune to respect themselves, to respect you. They wasn't used to somebody being real. It's the thought process for me. Like, for real. Like, make it make sense. You see how evil a dollar could be? It's the thought process for me. Money come and go. At the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. But that bond with God, the energy hit different. That's a bond that someone can't get in tune with. Letting go. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process for me. I hope you find peace within one day of your thought process in the day, bothering innocent people with your negative mindset to project negative energy on an innocent person that never had malicious intentions towards you, just respected you for who you truly was, but you couldn't get in tune. It's the mindset for me. Trying to stop somebody flow, stop trying to psych somebody, their thought process, let on their freedom, their pockets, and their eyesight. Because you don't know how to show up for yourself. You don't know how to elevate in the most healthiest way to show up for yourself. What an example, and you got kids. It's the thought process for me. Just because you got kids at the end of the day don't make you a parent. And I say that respectfully. Look at the neglect, but then neglect what you're doing. You just neglected your own children. It be the mindset for me. You just interrupted an innocent person mindset at the end of the day to project negative energy What you think is gonna happen to you now? Now you're gonna project negative energy, even more negative energy on your own children, because look what you did. Karma caught up to you. Now you really paying attention. Now they missing out on their parent when they need them the most. Because now you're dealing with depression, anxiety, sleepless nights. Now you can't even pay attention. It's the thought process for me. People don't understand at the end of the day. They be psyching themselves up their own thought process, playing their own face when they come across a real one. It's okay to understand at the end of the day you're not used to somebody being real. It's the mindset for me. Wow. You know, regardless if it's friends, family, or not, at the end of the day, you have to have self-awareness to understand yourself. And I say that respectfully. To understand, you know your worth. Know who's for you. Know who's truly for you. And I say that respectfully. Because not everybody's for you. They're not. You could be smiling in somebody's face and showing them respect at the end of the day, and it's only on one side of the street because you're the only one projecting a good energy into the universe and allowing the universe to know at the end of the day, like, hey, I can respect my neighbor, but my neighbor can't respect me. And that's not cool. Because what happens is people start to have malicious intentions to hurt people, to psych them out their thought process and their freedom. Come on, make it make sense. Violence, then it's violence. Stop the violence. Something so small, created so big, with a story within a story. Now you telling. It's the mindset for me. Break it down. Now you're trying to antagonize somebody's character, all because you have malicious intentions. And they true intentions towards you was nothing but respect. But you couldn't understand it because you don't respect yourself. It's the mindset for me. You are worthy of yourself. And you deserve to be treated with respect. Don't ever allow someone to dim your light because they pass judgment on themselves. They couldn't even get in tune with themselves. Never allow someone to dim their light. Never allow someone to dim your light or your neighbor light. When you respect your neighbor in the most healthiest way. When you understand the sun within the sun to respect your neighbor, it's a two-way street. The enemy don't live here today, and I say that respectfully. Not everybody's for you. They're not. Not everybody is for you. Allowing someone to dim your light. It's like giving up on yourself. But you gotta override that. Because dimming your light is like allowing yourself to feel like you're not worthy of yourself. When you look at the reflection of yourself, when dimming the light that wasn't part of your plan. It was dim, but look how bright you are. You are the star within the star because you are the shining star. As you see your reflection of yourself to understand yourself today, dimming your light was never part of the plan. Oh, because they didn't have good intentions. Here they wasn't for you. Those pointless conversations, here they wasn't for you. Here they overlooked you, they wasn't for you. They allowed you to feel unworthy of yourself. They wasn't for you. They disrespected you in the most toxic ways to have malicious intentions. Yeah, they wasn't for you. Sneak this you within third-party conversations because at the end of the day, they had malicious intentions to be jealous of you at the end of the day, and they was a disguise within the disguise of a hate in disguise. It's a thought process for me. Don't allow nobody to dim your light because you are the star within the star of yourself. When it starts with healing, it's never going to be easy, but never allow someone to dim your light. You matter, you matter, you matter. You're paying attention. Wow. Good day, bad day, I could still respect my neighbor. Allowing my light to be dim was never part of the plan. And even when they try to dim my light, I can still respect my neighbor. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, they don't understand the balance within. To tune into yourself, to respect your neighbor. Yeah, stop the violence. That was never part of God's plan. To hurt your neighbor with malicious intentions, that was the enemy's plan. The enemy's job to allow you to believe to become your worst enemy. But when reverse psychology gets flipped and returned back to sender, and I say that respectfully, God said there are better days ahead. Love yourself, to respect your neighbor. Never allow someone to dim your light. You know, this page is not for everybody. It's not. And that's okay. But never allow someone to dim your light because they don't understand you. And because you choose you and you choose to be different, like you choose to be different. But you choose to be different in a healthy way, something that they're not used to, somebody being different. They're so used to everybody being the same, they don't know how to be them their own unique selves. It's a thought process for me. Never allow someone to dim your light. And continue to elevate and become your best self vision of yourself because you matter, you are worthy. It's the thought process for me. Dimming your light. Don't let nobody dim your light. Nobody. God is so good. God is so good. I say that respectfully. God is so good. You know, no dollar in this world will be able to understand the bond with God. No dollar in this world. And I say that respectfully. No dollar in this world will be able to identify the bond with God. No value of a dollar. No value of a dollar. Because God is so good, God is so real, God is so powerful. God is by your side. They overlooked you, but God never did. God never did. When those days that you felt like you was unworthy of yourself and they made you feel like to give up and overlook yourself, and God never overlooked you. God never overlooked you. God looked at you and said that God is still patient with you, because as you look at your reflection of yourself, God is still showing you to be patient with your process. And when you choose you, you're still patient with your process. And that's that bond that they're not going to understand, that bond that you have with God. That energy hit different. And you ain't got to sit here and fake gaslight nobody. At the end of the day, when God is working favor within you, like you favoring you, yo, ooh, God is showing you a miracle up close in person. And you ain't got to fake gaslight nobody at the end of the day wearing a mask to tune into you. You don't. And when you're truly at peace with yourself, you know you don't got to sit here and fake gaslight nobody. When you're truly at peace with yourself. When you understood to do the inner healing, it would never be an overnight process, but to tune into yourself, to understand that love yourself. God said there are better days ahead. God is good. God is so good. But you gotta tune into you. And I say that respectfully. For real. They not gonna understand that bond that you have with God. Like, and you can't fake gaslight nobody because it's different. Because you're only gonna be playing in your own face, acting like you so in tune with God. It's your mask gonna come up eventually. It really is. Like, it's just because you see everybody doing something at the end of the day, don't mean it's your timing. And I say that respectfully. It's all right. You know, when you ready to heal, when you ready to find God, when you ready to turn your life over, whatever the case may be, that it gotta be on your time, not nobody else's time, but your timing. Because it's gonna feel uncomfortable. You're never supposed to make yourself feel uncomfortable doing something that you don't want to do, forcing yourself to do something you're not gonna do it right. You're gonna give up, and I say that respectfully. But you gotta tune into you to understand you, though, to know who you truly are, and I say that respectfully. It's a thought process for me. Wow. Never lose hope. Never lose hope. Never lose hope. That's real. Like, never lose hope, and always remember that you are loved. Like, you are loved when you least expect it, by all the right people that's truly for you. Like, never forget that. Like, regardless of if you feel like you being overlooked or they gave up on you, always remember it's somebody that actually cares about you. It's people that truly are thinking about you in the most healthiest way, not the most toxic way, but the healthiest way. To not have malicious intentions to hurt you or bring negative energy towards you or anything like that. When you least expect it, there are good people out here. Still. There are. You know? So just because you experience an experience with an experience of folks at the end of the day, you know, there are still good people out here. But you just gotta protect your energy. You do. Because not everybody's for you. Not everybody's for you. You gotta know your worth. You gotta know your worth, and you gotta have self-control. You gotta have self-confidence to know yourself, self-awareness, to understand that. And you gotta be at peace with yourself, the healthy way to understand yourself. And I say that respectfully. And you gotta have self-respect for yourself, to respect your neighbor, to understand the bond and the communication when it comes to people, individuals. It doesn't matter. Whatever y'all want to call yourselves. It's the thought process for me. It's the thought process for me. But I'm about to wrap this video up. It's been real. God is good. You're a believer. Choosing you. It's when you became a believer. Choose you every time. If they don't choose you, you choose you. Not in your love, respect. Just because they gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because they overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you're going to be treated with respect 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself and others around you. Never allow someone to allow you to feel that you're unworthy of yourself. Never allow someone to allow you to feel that you should give up on yourself. Never allow someone to allow you to feel that you need to live in fear or be discouraged, because you are worthy and you matter. Never allow someone to psych you out your thought process, letting your freedom, your eyes, and your pockets, because they have malicious intentions. Protect your energy, because not everybody's deserving your time. They're not. They're not deserving of your time. And it's okay. To the genuine ones, I truly appreciate your time. Protect your energy, because they will sit here and fake gaslight you and act like they're so in tune with God, and they're not. They have malicious intentions to bring harm towards you and others around you. So protect your energy, because they're not deserving of your time. I truly appreciate your time, to the genuine ones only. Not your genuine love, respect. Protect your energy. Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. With God's protection for every direction. Just because they give up on you, don't give up on you. It is the thought process for me. Have a good day. Have a safe weekend. Protect your energy. Love yourself, and have a safe remaining week.